Greetings.
Greetings.
Greetings. Welcome to Out of Noise with your hosts, Stella B and
Nat Nye.
We are knackered. We've had a long day, but we thought we're going to have to do this tonight because we're dedicated. Yeah? We're dedicated. Yeah, we're hard workers, man. Entrepreneurship is hard.
Never stops, never ends, and this is a part of it.
A huge part of it. So welcome back, and thank you for joining us again for another week of Out of Noise when we bring our peace
to the mic.
Yes, and this week on our trending subjects, guess what we're going to talk about? Have a wee guess what we're going to talk about.
Well, lots happened since our last podcast, right?
Yeah,
There's a new Prime Minister.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Jesus, yeah, it could be a list of things. Liz Truss getting booted out, and then, Boris coming back from his holiday to be considered for 2.0 of a second, which was very racist. Very racist. Boris, we need you ASAP.
After just 6 weeks.
Yeah, and then what else? There's been a lot this week.
I mean, that's all I can remember.
More stuff will probably come.
But yeah, Rishi was obviously installed as a result after Boris basically... It was basically impossible for Boris just 6 weeks later to be reinstalled as... or to even run up against Rishi in a leadership race. That would be, So basically, yes, we have now got the first Asian Prime Minister of the UK.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a moment like, where was the version of like the Will I Am? Where was Stormzy, like, to come in and just be like, yes we can, and all of that. Like, it wasn't that. It's been so manipulated and everything like that. And plus, we must understand by now, and if we don't, look, I'm saying we in it, we know, we understand how politics works, and it's nothing to sing home about, for us anyway, because whatever colour the person is, they're not going to be doing things that is for the people. That's just essentially the truth.
And from Rishi's own mouth, he's uttered pretty much anti-working class rhetoric,
reverse Robin Hood.
Pro-elitism. Like, he's an elitist by his own rhetoric in terms of being caught on camera saying things like taking money from... We spoke about this before.
Yeah, we did. We
taking
briefly
money from the poor and giving it to the rich.
Yeah, in our first episode or our second episode, we talked about that. Yeah, and that's not anything to sing home about, for us anyway.
How can you take money from the poor and give to the rich? Anyway, that's the new Prime Minister.
That's what's happened. That is life, essentially. Everyone works like dogs, and then the rich get richer, and people that are working just stay in the same level, just working for holiday to go and then get back to the slave
Some people
work.
don't even get to go on holiday. That's the baddest thing about it, because with the nurses and such, nurses are really coming up a lot. I guess it's because the past from 2020 to 2022, earlier this year, they were championed by the media and the government about how great they were doing, but in real terms the government didn't reward them in any way, shape or form. And you're finding that certain nurses are having to go to food banks. So, and then you're hearing like certain things like people are unable to heat their households, or they're worried about heating their households, We haven't really hit that bitter cold yet. But when that bitter cold comes and people can't heat their households and they're working 14 hours a day, what do you call that? And that's essentially what's happening a lot to nurses. I'm seeing nurses trending on Twitter a lot, and I'm seeing teachers and those people. So those people are not even getting a chance to even live okay, let alone going on one holiday and that. But that's the state of affairs right now in the UK, with an economic recession, depression upon us or whatnot, and you've got a unsympathetic, unempathetic prime minister and party that has been in power for like the last 12 years, in charge. That's the state of affairs that we got going on right here.
So that's the UK.com. Or don't come, you know. Sometimes I meet people that have just journeyed here and I'm just like, why?
The dream has been sold. It's a good dream. It's a very good dream.
Like recent times, I'm like, why?
It's a good dream.
Yeah, I guess through like The Crown and what else? Those kind of propaganda, like.
I mean, if
PR
you can come here at a certain level, then you know it's not so bad for you, I suppose.
I guess, but even that is just being well and truly like.
You come in at a certain level and you can afford all the things there, then you know.
Nah, we want to go to Africa.
Yeah.
We want to go to Tanzania for holiday.
Yeah, and not come back.
Yeah, only come back for work, as in work purposes.
Come back for family. I don't even want to work here. I don't even want to work. I don't want to be here.
And to visit, I guess.
Yeah, see family and friends, spirit family and that. But me? Stella can come back and work. I work in the motherland.
I do the business here. I don't mind jetting around the world. I don't mind where I need to jet around, as long as I can settle in a hot country that suits my melanated being. That's fine.
Yeah. Summer months I don't mind
like
actually.
Traveling.
Summer months I can be here possibly. Yeah. Just about. But there's so much of this world to see, really and truly. And I've been here majority of my life. And there's so much, like, if we want to even start with Africa, there's so much to the motherland that to see. And then beyond there, there's so much, even in Europe, there's so much to see. So, you know, there's so much to see in England, so much to see here. But yeah, I wanna be beyond there, to be honest.
Definitely. So yeah, that is the week summary, the strong summary that we wanted to. That is not what we want to talk about, but this is what the point was, that so much has happened within this last strong of filming a podcast for you guys, that there's so much to choose on. But the thing we do want to mention is the thing that you think we were going to mention, which is yay
or not,
or
nay.
Or not, yeah.
Yay or nay.
To yay or not to yay.
Nay.
That is the question.
Never. Yay.
It's been the hot topic. I mean, all your friends and on social media, like everybody is talking about. Piers Morgan's talking about yay. The news is talking about yay. Sailor. Molly is talking about yay. Like everybody talking about yay is talking about yay. Kanye's talking about yay. Talib's talking about yay. Everybody's talking about yay, man. Like, jeez. He does have a lot of clout when it comes to a subject matter to talk about. Jeez.
Yeah.
Even we're talking about yay.
Yeah, we are.
But we're not going to talk about yay for long. Actually, what we mainly want to talk about is one of the points that Ye made. That is the important thing. And that's what a lot of people are missing, this opportunity to talk on what he said. And I want to just hark back to when my sisters and I were much younger. So I want to point that Ye made. So, okay, maybe you want to talk about Ye first.
No, go on.
Okay,
yeah.
So when we were much younger, we used to comment. Can we do a little social commentary? You know, that's why we're doing this podcast. We used to talk on the fact that in the music business, in the side of the business, there are a lot of people that do not look like us who manage our culture, or what we now perceive as our culture in terms of music. And there was a sharp turn and twist in how we were perceived as a people, and it was a lot to do with our imagery. And I know it's nothing new, because if you know about blaxploitation, which came around the era just after the Black Panthers, when pimping and hoeing was made more cool, that was in the 70s into the 80s. So we know that the imagery of us that's been sold to us as what's cool and what we should aspire to be like, it's been since we've been quite young. And if you remember a music video by Snoop Doggy Dogg, remember that one? The teachers going around the class and saying, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And he's like, I want to be a motherfucking hustler.
What you want to be when you grow up?
I would like to be a fireman.
All right, that's a pretty good profession too. Hey, you in the back with those French braids. What's your name?
My name is Snoop.
All right, Snoop. What you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a motherfucking hustler. You better ask somebody.
This is for the G's and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers, now back to the G's. This is for the G's and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers, now back to the G's.
Doom, 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 boom, and then it starts the beat. So this has been going on for a while, this kind of engineering, social engineering of a dream sold to us, or what we aspire to be. But what the main point is about who has been pumping the money into one type of black that will be the pinnacle of what we all aspire to be, and how much it influenced us. So my sister and I, we would have these conversations for a very long time, and we were angry at these corporations, because where is their social responsibility when it comes to our community and the effects that it has upon our people who are sold this idea of what it is to be a cool black human being? You know, where are they when things are tipped so far in one direction that it has become a big mess? And we can go into exactly what kind of mess that is in so many ways. But so when Ye brought up the conversation, our ears pricked up. We were like, and our earrings fell out and everything. And we're just like, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about the thing he is talking about, because this is what we've been saying for a long time. We need to talk about women, all of us girls need to get together and rally up to these buildings and demand and be like, you lot have a social responsibility to our people. And for people who want to argue against that, we've got so much evidence. You put a recent post out.
Yeah. Well, you want me to... Okay. Yeah, I put a recent post out, but it just touched on it, really. Just touched on it. Is this Leo Cohen, yes, 4 years ago, talking on, or whenever years ago, talking on Breakfast Club, chatting about opioids. They're talking about the shift from crack to opioid, and talk about how opioid, he says it himself, that opioid is was the effect of, it's the number one danger in America at that particular time, or right now.
Be drinking lean and syrup, and
It's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
Are you
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
But I'm saying that's hypocritical, though. You're saying
it's opportunistic. Yeah. I got people to feed.
Now, not that particular time. Right now, and
Charlemagne
the God basically caught him off guard. It was like, why are you promoting artists like that then? And Leo Cohen, long story short, essentially his answer is he's got a business and he's got children to feed. Or he's got people to feed, didn't say children, he's got people to feed. And I guess that sums it up really in terms of what Stella's saying. And Stella and Stella's sisters being how many years back actually identifying where the root of the cause comes from. And I feel like that root of the cause needs to be addressed, and they escape being addressed because there's other red herrings that is thrown into the mix that has nothing to do with the root of the cause of the destruction of black culture, quote unquote black culture, right? So we just want to use this opportunity to like continue that conversation, like on a moralistic or from a moralistic standpoint. Even if there was no destruction, no destructive music being put out there in terms of encouraging children to live a degenerative lifestyle, even if that didn't exist and it was all positive and it was all great, in terms of self-sustainability, economic prosperity, the very thing that black people or people of African descent are credited for somewhat, we don't actually economically benefit the most from. So even if it was just positive, even if it was just like uplifting music and that was it, and uplifting lifestyles, there is something wrong with people who are not of that cultural origin profiting the vast majority of that expression. There's something wrong with that, and it's not something that should keep going on without being addressed.
Yeah, we have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
We should be able to discuss that. How many people are going to come forward and put this thing forward and be shut down?
Well, exactly.
It has to be discussed.
And so I'm giving best case scenario. Even if it's best case scenario, I still have an issue with it. But it's not best case scenario. It's worst case scenario, because the vast majority of commercial artists who rap essentially are spewing out toxic music, and that's because we are not the ones who decide what is commercial. And I no longer, or I do not have tolerance for the conversation about the consumer. The consumer only consumes what they are able to consume. So if you put on the table McDonald's, KFC and Burger King, you cannot blame the consumer for eating junk food. They have not been given the options of greens and water. They've only been given what is on their table, so they're going to eat what's on their table. So that's the corporations picking and choosing only junk to put out there. You're not giving the public a choice, so they need to stop the conversations where it's just like, yeah, but there'll be people want the bag to be like, no, actually, do you know what we did come across some statistics. I can't even remember it off the top of my head, but there was statistics that basically showed that music consumption of recent times is getting lower as compared to the classics of the old.
Oh, that was on Impressive.
Yes. Impressive on YouTube.
Yeah, she did a talk because she was looking at 3 artists. She was looking at Beyonce, Adele and Taylor Swift's new stuff they're coming out with. Rihanna. And she was saying music has just taken a nosedive, and most people are not streaming these the artists that are out currently. So they've had to really draw back from like the the new classics, which are the Beyonces, Adele's, and so
Well,
forth.
yeah, they're driving them to bring them out,
Yeah.
so they can save the music industry,
Yeah.
quote unquote. But the old music is being pumped out more, and see, this is
Like
the
Running
thing.
Down the Hill.
When we were younger, and we say we listen to our music, and people say, yeah, the music's gone down. We say, oh, you're old, you're out of touch. Now, what's the excuse when younger people listen to older music? It means that the quality has gone down because they're not supporting real artists. They're not supporting real artists. That's why. What needs to be addressed is ownership. We need to be in control of our own music. We need to be in control of our own cultural outputs and our own cultural expressions. And that should not be in the hands of anybody else. We can do business, we can do partnerships and such, which there's an equal benefit for, but the dynamic where people have ownership of our cultural output, like for lifetimes and such, and then they get 80-20 split in their favor, like, that's madness. That's insanity.
In this and every other universe, by the way.
Yeah, in those type of, in this, anyway.
It's
So
a really deep contract.
we need to have control of our own music, and this conversation needs to continue and needs to be had, like, in terms of the whole Ye and his behavior. That's one thing, right? And like I said in the post that I put out, and then I'm happy to say it over and over again. If people want to say bumfire, from my point of view, if the people want to say bumfire, like, by all means, because crooning and buffooning is not acceptable in my eyes. So if they want to bumfire, but the conversation just can't end there. It just can't end there, because other important things have been said by Ye, and they're very important because they affect our people's lives on the daily.
Yeah, and this is the thing, like, people don't try and separate the link between it. But as I said, this has been going on for so long. The understanding of the power of media has to be accepted. Media includes music, okay? Music is sonically probably the most powerful thing, because before anything else, there was let there be sound. Can you see? I'll block it out.
Yeah.
The word came first.
What, you're talking biblical?
Yeah, because I'm just making a point that the word comes first. Sound. So you have the thought first, then you manifest through, you speak it into existence, right? And music has the power of moving the spirit. It moves you energetically, okay? So even if on a subconscious level, if you're not aware, which a lot of us are not for a very long time in our lives, we just, I'm just vibes into this or whatever, I'm just enjoying this vibe. But vibes is from the word vibration, okay? And the vibrations that are being set within your body is something to actually try and tap into. What is the message of the words you are listening to? What is it that is speaking to your spirit, essentially? And how then married with all the imagery that's put together very beautifully, it's all sexy, it's all like attractive for a reason, okay? It's to manipulate how you then want to be or emulate what you see, what you hear. You know, it's not by accident that a lot of us will grow up thinking, I want to be a singer. The other one is, I want to be a footballer. I want to be anything that we've been pushed to view as the pinnacle. And it's pushed. It's not just, okay, we all just grew up like that, because there'll be time periods where people wanted to be other things that they recognize as the epitome of great success. Great success of our day is Hollywood, being a great movie star, being a big singer, songwriter, all these kind of things, because it glamorizes that whole lifestyle of popularity, fame, money, all of that. When do you last see someone say, I want to be a scientist, or I want to be a historian? Like, these are very, very vital and important roles in life, essential for our everyday well-being. And when I do come across young people that are thinking and talking about being doctors, lawyers, and scientists, and changing the world environmentally, I'm impressed. I'm like, well done, this is great, this is really great. Good on your parents for showing you the wide range of things that you can do, because I'm an artist and I wish nothing more than that. I am proud of being a soul artist, a true artist. And there's a very vital role for that.
But you also say you value being a coder. You would want to do that kind of
yes,
stuff. You say
I do.
You do value other things beyond the art.
Yes, and I'm saying with all of the access to all of those things, I would have been a coder and an artist, and mix the two. And guess what? I can create all sorts of metaverses. I can tap into like just the innovation levels of creating supercomputers that can do so much for our community when we talk about progress and change, because I've got that knowledge. Knowledge is essential power. So encouraging that kind of enthusiasm within our young people as they grow up to think all of the range of things they can tap into that, pulls their inner spirit, their real true self, and not these fake dreams that they're sold and limited by, these ideas, and that just make you just so small. It's like that, combined with obviously there's other factors, in terms of economics, and all those kind of things there, but the possibilities are endless when you think outside the box. But the problem is people think that freedom is that one source of popularity, and now it's influencers and stuff, so it's even less work. Just get up in front of a thing and just do a few little videos, which I know are hard work, but trust me, but it's not compared to being like a historian, a scientist, or someone that's going to actually impact the way the world is going to move. My cat's just joined us.
With that said, we did cap off the day with something quite inspirational.
Way before Columbus, or the African warrior queen that defeated the Romans. We were never told about the people who created the concept of time, or where Pythagoras really got his theorem from. These stories are important because they shape the way we think about ourselves, which shapes our actions and eventually our destiny. We need a new school of thought, so welcome to Sonar, the School of New Africa. It's a brand new educational gaming platform with in-game rewards linked to a bank card. By working with some of the world's leading African historians, Sonar has created a gamified digital curriculum which teaches the hidden stories of human history.
No one can say that African people don't do work. We're doing work. So we wanted to big up Andre Hackett and Fuse ODG, because they've produced a app called Sonar, School of New Africa. And that is about exactly doing what Stella has said that is what needs to happen. They're doing it. They've produced an app that is for parents to teach their children or guide their children or get their children on the app to be able for them to learn about Black history, and then whilst learning about Black history, learning about African history, they get to practice group economics. Genius work there. Genius work. That's going to come next year at some point, and we're just privileged to be aware of it right now. So there are lots of us doing incredible works. It's just the battle to get it to the mainstream, to get it to a stage of normal conversation. That's the issue that we have got going. But works are being done, and that's an example. You want to say something about it?
Yeah, no, it's big. It's amazing. We were really excited and enthused by the fact that things that we talk about between ourselves about, oh, we need this and we need that, is actually manifested with people with the capability of doing it. That is the combination that we wanted to see. And the room that we were in had all of the range of our community. So you have the people with the right, everyone has a similar mindset. Clearly, that's where we're all in that room. But you had the wealth of knowledge, like the historians, the people that, archivists, the ones that actually do the work to help us know our true history, which is essential for us to be rooted to who we truly are, to battle people that are trying to avoid us knowing who we truly are, to stop us from knowing who we truly are. So you had the wealth of those people. Then you had the wealthy in terms of finances and, you know, capabilities of creating such said apps. And then you had the wealth of, what did you say again? Celebrity status.
Yeah.
So again, we can appreciate that that is the nature of what we live in. We do look to people and the people that are especially put in front of us. But if they then use that clout for things like this, or when we mentioned someone like Swiss with Black Pound Day, because that clout that they have means that they can attract a lot more of attention to that job that they're doing and the importance of that job they're doing. So the works are being done, and big up. Just that's all we can say is like, yes, and all we can do is support.
That's something that we us two will champion, like we'll champion that and champion it to the next degree. That's the sort of stuff that we will push fully. And with that, there is no debate to be had. It's that kind of thing that comes from a pure place, and it's something that our people and especially our young people can prosper from. We rather focus our energy on that than obviously we need to address what we need to address, but more of our energy will go into the positive works that our people are doing rather than the negative things that our people or some members of our community are doing. Or even what others may be doing to us. We rather spend more of our energy on those that are providing the solutions.
That's right. Big up. So that's all we can say. Like, I hope that more people can support this particular movement. Support it by, when you come across it on your phone, like, you know, like share it around.
We'll share it, so you interact with us.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely share it on our posts,
and you can see it on there, and then connect with it, subscribe, or do whatever you need to do. Follow their Instagram page and their social medias. Yeah. And
probably put a little clip of it in here. As we do. But we'll definitely be posting about it. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to this channel. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to our IG channel as well, which is @outofnoise_. Because yes, that is part of our bread and butter. Yeah, we do this because it's important to bring our piece to the mic. And we also do it because we want to earn a living from what we're good at. We're good on these things. So this is us earning our leisure doing what we love. So we want your support. We want your financial support with our Patreon link, and our Cash App and things like that. So if you like this episode, if you have certain things you want to talk about as well, if you want to engage with what we've talked about, feel free to comment below your thoughts about today. But we tired. We won't go sleep. We've been up all days.
Right? Yeah, we tired. Going to America. I don't do American accents. Stella go to American accents.
I can do loads of accents. I can do loads.
But you
can do Irish. You can do Scottish, Welsh, Nigerian. Well, that's where I'm from. Jamaican, Barbados. All right, that's the tiredness because normally they're really good. They're really, really good. But yeah. No. Okay, stop. I'll stop.
Alright. Blessings and guidance. One love.
One love. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.